Mere moments away from the start of this one. Here in Fairfield tonight, it's Mason against Lakota West, and let's give you the starting lineups here in this ball game. First for the Mason Comets, they are the higher seed at 17-5, 10-5 in the GMC this year. Third ranked in the conference, again the 7th seed in Cincinnati too. Their head coach is Greg Richards in his 26th year at the helm, 388 and 177. Three guard set tonight. Number 4, Trey Killen, 6 foot tall, 160 pounds, a senior, averaging a league best 22 points a ball game. He'll run with number 12, Alex Morton, 6'2", 180 pounds, a junior, averaging 13.5 a ball game. And number 15, Matthew Smith, 6'3", 190 pounds, a senior, averaging just under 10 points a contest. Up front, it's number 5, Eli Jordan, 6'1", 195 pounds, a senior, averaging 3 points a contest. And number 10, Michael Molnar, the hero from the game 3 nights ago, 6'2", 195 pounds, a junior, averaging 3 points a contest. For Lakota West, the Firebirds are 16-8 this year, 9-5 in the GMC, good for 5th place. They are the 11th seed in this bracket. Jim Leon in his 3rd year, he's at the helm, 35-38. However, in 27 years of coaching, over 300 wins. Up front, or actually in the backcourt, we'll start with the backcourt. It's number 2, Kelvin Turner, 6 foot tall, a senior, averaging 20.2 points a ball game. Number 11, Josh Fussell, 6'2", a sophomore, averaging 2.5 a ball game. Up front, it's number 10, Jason Lavender, 6'3", a sophomore, averaging 4.5 a ball game. Number 13, Nathan Dudukovic, swingman at 6'3", a sophomore, averaging 20.5 a ball game. And to wrap things up, it's number 20, Brady Weber, 6'5", a senior, averaging just about 10.5 points a ball game and 9.5 boards. And those boards, partner, are impressive.
They are. He out-rebounded McKinley the other night. I'm sorry. Let me go back to that. Molnar. I was thinking about Molnar, which you talked about earlier, who had a career night against Walnut Hills. Molnar had 10 rebounds. McKinley from Walnut Hills had 1. Who's going to guard Dudukovic? Who's going to guard Turner? Who's going to guard Weber? The Mason Comets are one of the best defensive teams in all of Cincinnati, and tonight they got their hands full. And on the other side, what defense is Coach Leon going to pull out of his bag of tricks, as they have got to try to stop one of the best players in all of Cincinnati, and that's Mr. Trey Killens.
And away we go here in Fairfield. Tapped around, and it belongs to Mason as they'll attack left to right.
They open up in man-to-man. Lakota West Firebirds do.
Morton has it. Killens now. Side pocket left. 3 on the way. Off the mark. Weber the rebound, and the Firebirds get their first attempt.
Yeah, great rebound by Weber. We'll say that probably a lot tonight as the Firebirds are there. And we got Smith on Dudukovic, and he just...
Dudukovic misfires. Here's the putback. That's no good for Lavender. Jason Lavender getting the start tonight. They outlet it out for Morton. He catches up with it, and they'll have to reset.
Both teams like to really push the pace, Jeff. Mason Comets and Firebirds leading the league in scoring, the GMC.
Top 3 scorers individually in the league this year. Michael Molnar, the star of the game 3 nights ago, has it top of the key. He gives it up. He gets it back. Side pocket right, and now returns it up high, Matthew Smith.
Yeah, for all you fans out there, they're in a box and 1 on Killens.
Here's a shot put up, no good, tapped out, and it'll stay up front. Here's Morton, 2-0 Mason.
Yeah, Lakota West in a box and 1 on Killens and matching up in the box. What a great pass by Smith.
So the 4th score, just a minute and change gone on by here in this first quarter. It's Weber with the ball and returns it outside. Jason Lavender.
Dead ball there, no dribble.
I don't know if he played in the game against Fairfield, but we didn't see him a couple games ago. Here's the jumper in the lane. No good, tapped out, it'll stay up front.
Yeah. Jeff, according to Coach Leon, he was hurt. He missed a few games for an injury, but he is back. Lavender is.
And by the way, tapping it out was Fussell, and Fussell has seen plenty of time. He has the ball now. Over for Lavender. They throw it inside, and he'll stay up front again with 6:10 to go. Here in this first period, 2-0 Mason.
Yeah, they ran a little flex screen there with Dudukovic setting the screen, knowing his guy's not going to help.
They'll look for it. Turner, who's been as hot as anybody in the region, now plays Fussell low on the left. Spin dribble stopped and initially saved. And will they keep it up front as Eli Jordan tried to save it? It will stay up front.
And we really liked Eli Jordan the other night. And I told Coach, he does so many little things.
Dudukovic with the ball.
Lakota West getting nothing clean, Jeff. Nothing clean right now.
Well, and again, this speaks to the point differential that we talked about in the pregame. They're outscoring their competition by 13.5 a contest, and it's because they play defense. High-low. Kelvin Turner tries to catch up with it, and he'll stay up front. And I got to tell you, does somebody have a lucky rabbit's foot out there? Because this has been a long
Coach Richard just down there kind of grabbing his head. His kids are playing with great effort, just can't come away with the stop yet.
Fussell off a half-hearted screen. We'll give it up. Brady Weber, who sets the high pick. Turner, top of the key, drives the blow by, and it's batted out of bounds. It'll stay up front, but Morton knocked him out.
This is the, fourth out of bounds play?
Yes.
Three underneath and one side out.
It'll come into Weber with 5:40 to play here in this first period. Weber can't penetrate. Fussell will reset the offense.
Little ball screen, continuity.
Turner from long range off the mark. Too long this time, and Mason finally gets a possession. With 5:20 to go here in this first period. It's Morton low on the left. Goes glass for two more.
Yeah, when you run that box and one, Jeff, you it's hard to match up when you're in that box, especially because Mason looks like they're getting in some kind of a triangle to make it tough, as they're well prepared for this box and one.
Morton's averaging 13.5 a ball game. He has all 4 points in the contest. Turner from long range. He knocks it down.
There's your first three of the night, and like you said, it was long range as Turner shoots at a 45% clip from three.
And that's only continued to go up. Since the start of February, he is hitting on 25 of 51 shots. That's 49%. Three on the way to answer.
Yeah. They're going to have to get out of the box in one. They've given up 2 layups, a wide open 3. It's a gamble you make if you're Coach Leon, but he's going to have to dig in and come up with something else.
Here comes Mason back on the move, up by 4. Killens with the ball. Dumps it off. Smith, side pocket right, looking for the baseline. Can't turn the corner. And we got a foul. I think it's on Dudukovic.
Arm straight up. Not sure that was a very good call. Coach Leon was a little upset as the Mason Comets, remember we watched them the last game, they got a lot of layups on underneath out of bounds against Walnut Hills.
The law of entry goes up high to Matthew Smith, who's been as good a defensive player in the league as we've seen in the last 2 years.
Yeah, player of the year last year as far as defensive player of the year, and I would be shocked if he's not this year.
Jordan straight on!
Jordan hits his second 3, and that is Jordan's 9th 3 on the entire season. 9th 3 on the entire season, and they're going to have to get out of that box of one, Jeff. I mean, there's too many open shots. They're going to have to guard mano-a-mano. Again, Coach Leon will adjust. There's no doubt about it.
Well, he's 2 from 2 from downtown tonight. Yeah. He's shooting now 50% from behind the three-point line this season for what it's worth on 18 shots. Yeah. But it's given them a 10-3 lead.
And I think the most impressive thing has not necessarily been Mason on offense. Their defense, their half-court defense is incredible. Me and you seen it the other night, both Walnut Hills and Mason doing it different ways. Walnut switches, Mason fights through everything, but the Mason Comets are coming out tonight and playing really, really good defenses. Dudukovic has only had 1 shot, okay, which makes it really hard for the Firebirds to win if he doesn't get going.
Turner looking for the sideline, finally crosses half court. Coach, got to ask this, right? After beating Fairfield, the 4th overall seed in the Cincinnati region, there was a concern, at least from my part, if West would have enough gas in the tank tonight.
It takes a lot out of you. It really does, Jeff. That's a great question. because that's an emotional game.
Fussell the drive charge. There's a first on Josh Fussell. With 3:27 left to go here in this first period.
Eli Jordan with the charge, and when talking to Coach Richards in preparation for this game, I said, Molnar and Jordan are why you beat Walnut Hills. He said, Coach, you are dead on. Those two were incredible against Walnut Hills Eagles.
Michael had that big double-double, and he was able to guard their big man, Tyler McKinley, in that game effectively, despite the 5 or 6 inch height disadvantage.
Yeah, he did. He really pushed him out as now the Firebirds are in a 1-2-2.
And Morton gets 2 more.
The Firebirds were in a 1-2-2 zone that time, and Mason again attacking it at the elbow and on the baseline like they did last time against the Firebirds.
12-3. Steal, Killens. 2-on-1 break. Off the left flank to the rack he goes. Trey's got his first field goal of the night. Timeout.
Yeah, this is getting out of hand quick, and Coach Leon has to burn another 30-second timeout as he's already used 2 timeouts to try to slow these Comets down. And Jeff, when you get, I had a game last night, you had a game last night, I watched the Ross Rams play the Hughes Big Red. Half-court defense is going to move you on to championships. I watched LaSalle East before coming into this game. LaSalle's half-court defense was incredible. And if you watch the Mason Comets, I mean, it's like they're building a wall. I mean, their half-court defense is just really been good. But again, if anybody hasn't seen Lakota West this year, they are very capable of going on a scoring barrage really, really quick with Fire and Ice and Weber, no doubt about it.
14-3 out of the timeout. It's Weber to throw in, and Kelvin Turner, who may be as hot as anybody, has the ball.
I love seeing what they do out of timeouts here, trying to maybe go to Dukovic or Weber. They're going into their flex series.
Lavender up high. And into the ball game is William Layfield. He has the ball right now between the circles. Checked by Killens, who give him some distance. Weber up top of the key, looking in, stays out. Layfield inside. Looking for Lavender. It's loose on the floor. And do we have a jump ball or a foul?
Jump ball, we're going to stay. Lakota West Firebirds, possession arrow.
2:13 left to play here in this opening quarter. 14-3. You think these two teams were playing football tonight?
Absolutely. And Mason Comets, number 1 in the GMC in steals, number 2 in blocks, number 1 in rebounding.
Turner from the corner for 3. He knocks it down and gets them off the schneid. His second tray of the night. He's got all 6 points for West.
Absolutely. They can score quick.
So a 14-3 run to start off this ball game for Mason. Broken up by Kelvin Turner's second tray of the night.
Yeah, they're in this 2-3 matchup, but watch the elbow action right there. Just coming into the elbow, getting wide open shot.
Here's another 3, this time off the mark. So Eli Jordan, after hitting on his first 2, can't make it on the third. Turner pops 3. He left it short. He airmailed that one, and Jordan the rebound, and he wants to run. He'll wait for everybody to come up. Killens with the ball now. Killens penetrates to the rack, wave off the shot, fouls on the floor.
Yeah, Morton out on Turner, really making it tough for him to shoot over top. Morton got a clear height advantage.
Did they get that one on Layfield? I believe they did.
Yep.
We'll stay up front. 14-6, the 3 ball. And what did we say at the beginning? The over-under on makes was 11.5?
11.5 is what I put it at, and I think you're going to beat me on that one.
Well, if the early returns are any indication, I should get to it by the third period.
Right.
So here's Morton with the ball up high on the left. Near steal, gives it up Jordan and returns it up high. Smith holds on to it.
Yeah, they're going to attack right at that elbow. They're going to sneak somebody in and bounce it to him.
52 seconds to play here in this first period. Drive by Morton to the well he goes. Shots blocked. It'll stay up front. Blocked out of bounds by Weber.
Right. We got Johnson coming in for the first time for the Mason Comets, and he's really been playing great defense of late for the Comets.
They play it up top. Martin will give it up to Killens. 42 seconds to play here in this first. Max Johnson got a touch. 3 from the wing. Too long for Killens.
Here they go.
Here's Layfield. Wants to run. Dudukovic, catch and release for 3. He knocks it down. The 5th tray of the night.
Yeah, Smith looking at Coach Richards and said, my bad. He just didn't get out to him right away. And what a great pass to find your shooter in transition.
14-9. All the field goals tonight for Lakota West have come from behind the three-point line.
Does that surprise you?
No. 5 seconds to play. Here we go. Killens for 3. In and out. Dudukovic the rebound. He throws it after the buzzer, and that's how this first period ends. Your score after 1 period. It is 14-9. Mason with a 5-point lead. It's our road to Columbus here on Chatterbox Live. It's a 5-point ball game here at Fairfield on the neutral floor here in the Lakota West Sectional as Mason has the early lead after 8 minutes. Along with the kid, Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here for our March to Columbus, powered by Bartell's Heating and Cooling on Chatterbox Live. What fireworks we saw through 8 minutes.
Absolutely. One of the keys that Coach Richards talked about was handling Lakota West multiple defensive attacks. They had a 1-2-2 zone. They played a 2-3 zone, a box and one. And what's interesting is Mason is still running their flex offense against all of those and just trying to get the ball in different areas with great spacing. And they got a couple layups and some outside shots. And no surprise as we have Turner and Dudukovic with 3 threes already.
Killens will handle the ball. The winner of this one will take on the winner of the Dayton 3 sectional, likely Centerville. Hard to imagine it won't be the Elks, given that they're a top 5 team in the state. But that'll be next week, a week from Saturday, for District Day.
Yeah, Centerville handled Beaver Creek very easily the first 2 games.
Martin tied up. So Alex got off to a good start shooting tonight, obviously. He's been, for a guy his height, you don't expect him to command the post on the low block, but that's what he's been doing tonight.
Yeah, he has, and he kind of does everything, and he's been playing, as the season progressed, better and better on the offensive end because he's been attacking the rim, to be quite honest.
14-9, the score remains the same. Kelvin Turner the step around. 3 on the way!
What a pull-up jumper by Turner as he created space.
It's a 2-point contest at 14-12 as we come upon a minute gone by here in the second quarter. Johnson skips it. 3 on the way to answer back. Matthew Smith with the trifecta. He logs on, and it's back to a 5-point contest. Turner's got 3 trays tonight so far in the first 9 minutes and change. Down to the corner, Layfield. Puts it on the deck, spins to the lane, goes to the well and scores. And that's the first deuce tonight for Lakota West.
Layfield with a clear height advantage over Killens and went right at him to get the ball down in the rim and scored on the left side.
Martin thought about 3. And you remember over at West 3 days ago, he shot a 3 from that side of the floor when he had all the space in the world, but he said that he knew he had to take that one against Walnut Hills to get him back in the game.
Absolutely.
Here's Johnson with the ball, back to Smith, and now down to the corner.
Yeah, they're trying to hit that ball down into the baseline in high post area. Right down there, and they cut somebody to the elbow.
Killens. By the way, we kind of see Michael Molnar flashing in and out around the post. He takes it right to the rack.
Whoa.
That's a pretty move.
A nice little finger roll, and that just shows how athletic Killens is as about a 5'9", 5'10" guard. Great finger roll.
Drive Weber, and he's held on the way.
Yeah. Molnar has the task of guarding Weber, which is Not an easy one, but again, like we said, we've seen him play great defense the other night, but the main thing he's got to do is not necessarily stop him from scoring, Jeff, but keep him off the glass.
Ben Minnick's in the ball game. He takes the place of Jason Lavender. And here's a takeaway.
Whoa.
Back to Killens and out of bounds. Well, you know, there are days where you do want your players to be a little bit more selfish, and that was one of those times.
Yeah, and the thing is, we talked about him as soon as he came in, Max Johnson. Great defense against Walnut Hills as he jumped the lane there and denied that pass and got a steal.
Score remains the same at 19-14. Weber has it up high on the right. Top part of your screen, he drives, shut off by Molnar. Fires over Molnar, no good. And Michael the rebound, and he did that so much against Walnut Hills 3 nights ago. Here's Killens to the well, and now outside. 3 from the wing, knock it down. Mercy, Matthew Smith for his second of the night.
Killens driving, drawing 2, nice kick out. Smith with the nice 3 for the Mason Comets.
Turner outside, 3 on the way, off the front lip this time for Weber. 22-14, it's an 8-point spread. They play down low, Molnar underneath the hoop, can't get it to finish. It's tapped out, and it's saved by Mason. Well, it is saved by Mason after some contact. Johnson over to Killens, dancing it towards the lane, outside, corner 3, way too long for Molnar. Saved initially, Killens initially came up with it, now it's loose and West has it.
Good hustle for Lakota West. Number 21, Ben Minnick, getting on the ground for the Firebirds.
Here's the Dukovic, oh, right to the rack and in!
See, that is the difference between an unbelievable high school player and an average one. He hits the 3, he drives, he's a sophomore.
Halfway through the second, 22-16.
And he might have got a foul on that, to be perfectly honest with you.
It looked like an and one from where we were at. Johnson got a touch, Molnar down low. Jordan?
Yeah, did you see that, Jeff, where they threw it to Eli and Smith could have dropped down?
Mm-hmm. Johnson for 3, off the wing, off the back iron, and the rebound. They'll stay up front. Matthew Smith will dribble it out.
Yeah, they got to go high-low here.
An all-GMC conference, or I beg your pardon, sectional final here tonight.
Absolutely, and just, oh, there's the bounce pass.
Oh, Jordan, easy.
Yep.
He's got 8 points tonight, and that's an 8-point lead for Mason at 24-16.
Yeah, there's a lot of gaps in that zone. I'm not sure how much longer Coach Leon is gonna have to guard him man to man at some point. As the Dukovic for 3.
Catch and release off the top of the glass, and it's turned over on the out of bounds.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of shots, open shots. I mean, I know Mason has missed some 3s, but they've been open shots, Jeff, and I'm wondering how much longer they're gonna play zone. Well, it looks like they're going man-to-man now.
By the way, neither team in foul trouble.
Yeah, good clean game.
West has 3. Mason has 1. So a little surprised, at least as far as I'm concerned, not to see free throws yet. Killens on the blow-by to the whack, and did he travel? Yes, he did.
He did. That was great defense, and Killens looked at the Dukovic like, hey, man, you got me there. He closed the gap. 2 great players that respect each other a tremendous amount, and that was great defense by the Firebirds. I think they got to stay in man, Jeff. They've given up way too many open looks.
The Dukovic looking for the corner, can't get around Smith, and they'll reset off the pass from Minnick. Drive, as Kelvin Turner has his pass deflected out, it'll stay up front with 2:23. Partner, I do want to ask this,
yes.
Right? And so we saw Mason go out to that 14-3 lead, and it looks like West has successfully weathered the storm.
They are. They have definitely weathered the storm, and that's a perfect way of saying it. It doesn't surprise me as they turn the ball over underneath out of bounds. This is going to be a tight game. I mean, these two know each other very well.
Martin outside. Johnson a quick touch. Smith on the deck. He throws up the runner. Too strong off the back iron. Tapped around, and it's taken away by West. Up ahead. Minnick to the rack.
Yep.
His first field goal of the night to make it a 6-point contest. Smith outside. Jordan will sustain 3. He'll give it up. He throws it away. Layfield comes up the near sideline. Into the lane, to the rack, and no good.
Let the record reflect. They've had 2 straight turnovers against the Lakota West man-to-man defense. They called that out on the floor, it looked like.
West will have possession. Turner will throw it in. Layfield outside pocket left to the bottom of your screen. Turner from way downtown. He hits it! Knock it down!
Oh, wow. You give him any space at all, and he can squeeze it off, folks.
From 25 feet away, Killens tries to think about answering back. He'll play it outside it with 1:22 to go.
Absolutely. As Turner's really shooting the ball. Coach Leon had some great conversation with him about Turner's future, which maybe we can hit that on halftime, Jeff.
Jordan with 1:10 to play. Outside. Smith. Checked by Dudukovic. 3 from Johnson. Oh, halfway down, and it rattles out. Weber the rebound with 1 minute to play here in this first period. Dudukovic to the rack and a hold on the way up.
Turner, real quick, talk to Coach Leon. Who's going to take this kid, right? I mean, he's a college basketball player, no doubt about it. And he said, Coach, he goes, he's got some D2 offers, but he may join, and tell me if you remember this name, he may join Julian Mackey down at the Atlanta Skills Academy next year and get a prep school year.
Julian was a hell of a shooter.
Yep.
Here in the GMC.
Now, you can only go there 1 year, so I'm sorry he's not joining him, but he'll be where Julian went. But it has been real successful for Julian Mackey down in Atlanta, so we may see Mr. Turner taking his skills down to ATL, as the Dukovic is almost...
He makes them both. By the way, including those 2 free throws, he is now 33 of 37.
Yeah.
Since the start of February.
Yeah, just 87. I mean, he's a really good free throw shooter, Dukovic. He's a great percentage shooter, period.
Jordan, who had been so hot with 8 points here in this first half, gives Killens. Killens from long range! Mercy!
Killens with a deep 3. Too much. If you give these guys any space at all, the old adage, hand down, man down, you got to get a hand in that shooting pocket for Killens and for Turner.
Can Turner get his 5th as he gives it up? He gets it back. 15 to play here in this first half. 27-23 off the high screen. He lost it. He got it back.
No,
and it's
he
over and
tipped
back.
it. He tipped the ball. Yeah, they're gonna make that up. He missed it. Okay. Got a tip. It's going to be Lakota West ball.
With 8.2 seconds left to go here in this first half.
Kevin Burkharfer right here with the ball. Referee, been a long time, good official. Like I told you the other night, as these games go on, Jeff, we're going to get the good guys out here that can really officiate the game.
Minnick to Turner. Out on the sideline, he is fouled from behind by Eli Jordan.
Only the 4th team foul, like you said earlier. Very clean game. Not a lot of fouls as we have 6 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 6 seconds here to go.
Michael Molnar, wearing the number 10, re-enters the ball game. His defensive presence is big as Minnick will throw in. Down to the corner, nearly throw it away. Here's Turner, driving baseline to the rack. Missed the shot, the rebound no good. The put back it in!
Minnick.
At the buzzer from Minnick. And what a way to finish off a thrilling 16 minutes here at Fairfield. 27-25. We're due for a timeout. When we come back, we'll review the first half and look ahead to half number 2. This is our March to Columbus here on Chatterbox Live. We're at the half, and at halftime, well, as you would expect from these 2 stalwarts in the GMC, it's a close affair. A tight one here to be sure in Fairfield, as Mason leads Lakota West by a score of 27-25. Along with the kid, Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here for our March to Columbus, powered by Bartell's Heating and Cooling. Our producer tonight is Joe Meehan, and on the camera is Jacob Crone, and we're so thrilled to be able to present this one to you tonight. Partner, it's been a good one. I'm going to tell you, it's front page news to me whenever Kelvin Turner misses right now.
Right, yeah. I that 50 cents I bet you on the over-under 11.5 threes total tonight. We're already at 9. So I lost. You're like taking kid from a candy on that bet there. But, looking at the stats and looking at the keys to the game, both teams wanted to win the rebounding war, and it's tied up right now 11-11 on both sides. And for the Mason Comets also, they wanted to handle the multiple defensive attack that the West Firebirds were going to throw, and I do think Mason did a really good job with that. Handle the big three, also, Coach Richard said, and we got to talk about Molnar again. Weber, 0 points. He's got 3 rebounds, but 0 points. And on the other side, looking at Lakota West, their keys to the game is to contain Killens. Easier said than done, as he is one of the best players, obviously, in the area, and he's played well tonight. He's only got, 2 points? No, 7 points and 2 rebounds, but it's hard to stop Killens. It is hard to stop Killens.
Right now we got a score to report to you right now. The Elder Panthers with an 8-point lead over Hamilton right now across the street. And in this one, we got a 2-point affair. I want to talk a little bit more about assists and turnovers. One of the things that we saw here in this game, and that might have been a concern, right? Mason defends well. They steal the ball. But, however, so far in this case, West has held their own. They've only turned over the ball 4 times. And if nothing else, they've held on to the ball, especially after the initial minutes where we thought for about 5 minutes, the first 5 minutes of this game, that Mason was going to boat race them after going out to that 14-3 run. Since then, it's been a Mason disadvantage in this game as West has taken over.
And the other stat is the Mason Comets have 9 assists, and the Lakota West Firebirds only have 4 assists. Now, Jeff, what that tells me is that these shots that Turner's making and the Dukovic is making, they're kind of getting them on their own. They're not necessarily getting it off the offense. And on the other side, the Mason Comets, like they always do, they're a very good passing team, as we got the Mason Comets to start with the ball here in the second half.
Out of the halftime break, it's Killens with the ball, and away we go here in half number 2. Double screen initially set up high, and now Jordan, who had the hot hand in the first quarter, has it placed to Killens.
Yeah, Mason with their regular flex offense, and the Firebirds are playing man-to-man defense to start the third quarter here.
They stay outside. Dukovic has the ball handler. Martin up top. They can't find a shot yet. Half a minute gone by.
Playing really good defense as we have Turner on Killens.
And that's the matchup of the night, right?
It is. That's what everybody pays that big money for.
Smith on the deck. Around to Dukovic. Fires it up and scores.
Yeah, went right at Dukovic. Smith, strong senior guard for the Mason Comets. Went right to his strong side, left side, and scored right on Dukovic.
Smith has 8, 29-25, as West has their first attack on offense here in the second half.
They're going right at Molnar underneath.
Lavender can't get the shot to drop. Killens in a hurry to the rack, and he was held up on his way to the hoop.
Yeah, they're going to call that on the shot, I believe, as Killens steps up to the free throw line, shooting 73.9% on the season. And he shoots a lot of free throw attempts, as this is his 139th attempt on the year, which is a lot for a guard.
Well, he gets the lion's share of shots in general, right?
Yes.
You mentioned the makes and attempts at the free throw line. He's gotten, coming into this ball game, as he makes 1 of 2, coming into this contest, 171 makes from the floor to 371 attempts. That's in the 35% range on both for the team levels.
Yeah, all good high percentage shots, too.
It's Lavender up high, who sat for significant minutes in the second quarter. Layfield, nowhere to go in the lane now. Goes around his man and scores. Boy, that was pretty.
Great. Layfield with a really nice take there, as he is only a junior for the Lakota West Firebirds.
They keep it around the arc, reversing the ball left to right. Martin has it. Checked by Layfield. And Jordan, who had 8 points in the first half, gets it. Molnar, the star of the game, 3 nights ago, got a touch. Smith on the deck. Spins around his man. 12-foot jump shot. Good. He's money in the paint.
He's going right at Dudukovic, and Dudukovic wanting to push off there. Maybe use his right arm to push, but, I mean, they're not going to call that in the sectional final.
32-27. Turner thought about a shot momentarily, but they elect to play around the arc. Turner! Oh, a beauty step around for 3! Wow! His 5th tray of the night!
Wow. What a shot by Turner.
And I don't know about you, partner, but that's my early candidate for the headlines play of the game. Mercy.
I just wrote that down, Jeff.
2-point contest. Killens, side pocket right to the top of your screen. Jordan as the crowd comes alive.
Yeah, you got on this side here, you can't see, but Lakota West almost filling up this side.
A long 3, no good for Smith.
A lot of fans here for the Firebirds.
Kelvin Turner with 5 trays. Backs off on the dribble. Morton has the assignment on him. And they line up vertically across the back line there as Weber has it now. Sets the high screen and the handoff to Layfield. Dudukovic. See if everybody gets a touch here. Spin dribble into the lane. His shot's deflected and taken away from him. Smith on the rejection. Killens on the move. Down the lane. Drops it off. Martin for 2.
Yeah, if you look at the Lakota West Firebirds, Jeff, on offense, a lot of one-on-one. A lot of one-on-one. It's really hard to do. And they're making some great shots. I don't want to take it away from Turner, but can you do that and sustain that entire game? They're not running a whole lot right now. It's just a lot of one-on-one.
Layfield out to the sideline. Lavender. 1 dribble. Nearly traveled and plays it back to Layfield. Low on the right. Works around Killens. The fade away from 5 feet away. He can't get it to drop.
That's
the rebound, and do we have a travel? We have the other way.
Yep. Should have been a travel, although I love the effort by Molnar. He calls a timeout to save the possession.
Oh, he did. All right.
Yep.
3:37 left to play here in this third, and a fast-moving game for sure here in Fairfield. It's a neutral site because it's the Lakota West Sectional here on Chatterbox Live. Along with John Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Glad to have you along for this one. And how these two teams got here, by the way. Lakota West, after dropping the home and home during the regular season of Fairfield, well, it took the neutral court over at West Claremont to give West a win, 60-52. Kelvin Turner led the way, no surprise, with 19 points. On the other side, in the game that you and I saw, partner, it was the 7th seed Mason over the 6th seed Walnut Hills 3 nights ago by a score of 49-45. While it was a 6-point personal run by Killens that kind of defined it with about 2 minutes left to go in the game. Michael Molnar down the stretch. 2 clutch free throws with 3.6 seconds to go, and then he got the feed in and a layup to give them the insurance point.
Yeah, the slip underneath because Walnut Hill switches on defense underneath, and Molnar slipped in and got the 2-point basket. But these two teams played before Mason and West 75-70 in January, and we're coming down to another one of those really close games.
Killens thought about 3 around Turner, now drives around him, pops him, and now gets the 10-foot jump shot. Well, he got him off the rub-off, right, partner?
Yep.
And they didn't call it, but you just tip your cap on that one.
You got the West fans that want the charge call, and you got the Mason fans that want the and one.
Killens down the lane to the rack he goes.
He's so under control, and I in my eyes, he may be the GMC Player of the Year. He is just having an unbelievable season for the Mason Comets.
4 straight points for Trey Killens. He's got 12. 3 from the wing, off the mark for Dudukovic.
Great read by Dudukovic on that fade.
Killens on the stop and go will set up his offense.
This is where Mason is so famous with their flex. Just kind of make you guard as Killens going one-on-one.
Skips it out. Molnar a touch, and now Jordan back outside for Smith. And that's been the big combination. Here's Killens for 3. Off the front lip and out. Morton the rebound, puts it back. He can't get it to drop. The foul.
No.
Oh, it's a jump ball as Weber got the rebound.
Weber and Morton down there fighting for the rebound. Two of GMC's best on the boards.
And this has been a remarkably clean game, partner. One team foul for both teams through this third period.
Yeah, very clean, very well coached teams. Play good defense. Again, I just don't like what Lakota West is doing offensively, quite honest. It's a lot of one-on-one as they're getting into their flex actions.
It's an 8-point contest at 38-30. Bounce feed inside. Layfield works around Killens. He walked.
He did. Shuffled his feet. Molnar right behind him, just playing that tough, strong D with his body, not his hands, as we've seen plenty of that the other night.
As far as this matchup is concerned, Mason's won both of them. You have to go back to the first meeting. That was on December 4th, 79-61. Killens had 31 in that game. And in Beckett Ridge, 75-70. Killens for just an extra added effort, 33 in that game, which is a career high.
Yeah, I was able to luckily call that game that night, and it was an incredible game. Great game all the way to the end as they're double teaming Killens.
High-low, and it's thrown away, intended for Morton. Partner, you and I had the game afterwards at Hamilton. Here's a straight-on three for Weber!
Big shot for Weber. Molnar just kind of got down by the foul line and gave Weber way too much space as we got 55 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
Killens drive. He draws a double. His shot's rejected by Turner. It's saved initially. Morton's out of bounds. We have the other way with 47.4 to go. Partner, I did want to finish up a point on Killens. You saw that 33-point effort against West. So you and I had the following game over at Hamilton. And what did he do? He scored 33 in that game as well.
Yeah, he's, again, I would be shocked if he's not the player of the year with the season he has had, the percentages he's shooting at. And he didn't even play last year for the varsity team.
Well, how many first-teamers do you think we have in the GMC in this game alone?
On the floor right now, you have 4.
Weber outside. Layfield from the corner. 3 off the mark.
Not counting Smith as Defensive Player of the Year, which I think he'll be. I think you got Morton, Turner, as we got 11 seconds here, guys, in the third quarter. We'll finish that thought here in a minute as they're going to double-team Killens again.
Out to the side. Here's Smith. He pops to the free throw line. He throws it up at the buzzer. No good. And that's the end of the third period. It's a 5-point contest as Mason holds on to the lead. And a beauty coming down the stretch in this one. Down the stretch we go here in Fairfield tonight. Mason has a 5-point lead over Lakota West in the Lakota West Sectional, 38-33. Along with Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. Thanks for joining us here for the March to Columbus, powered by Bartell's Heating and Cooling.
Absolutely. Let's finish my thought real quick on who's the first team All-GMC on this court. In my opinion, Dudukovic, Turner, Weber, all first-teamers. And then you got Killens and Smith, who I think could be both Defensive Player of the Year and Player of the Year, which takes him out of first team. But I think Morton can slide up there for the Mason Comets. There's my 4, but there's actually 6 total.
So a lot of talent. You'd expect no less here in a sectional final. Out of the third quarter break, it's Killens. Out to Johnson, who's into the ball game for the first time in a while. Johnson gives it up, gets it back, intended for Morton. He chases it down on the baseline. Wrap around back to Johnson. 10-footer's good.
Great pass by Morton.
So Johnson logs on for the first time tonight, 40-33.
You got to get somebody to the middle when they're trapping like that, and that's exactly where Johnson went.
Dudukovic. Dribble handoff. It goes to Weber, who gives right back to Turner. Turner with 5 trays and now a foul. It's a reach-in on Molnar.
Yeah, it's usually a natural trap for the Mason Comets when there's the handoff or a ball screen.
So team fouls are even at 1. That's a second on Molnar with 7:22 left to go here in this ball game. Kelvin Turner will throw in from the bottom of your screen. Weber gets it up and now gives it right back to the trigger man.
High ball screen.
Layfield gives right back to Turner. Turner from way out there. No good. A little short. And we will head the other way. Lavender thought he got it before he went out of bounds on the baseline to get it off this man, but instead it belongs to Molnar and the Mason Comets.
Johnson checking him out, rebounding, getting a body on him, and he landed out of bounds.
Minute gone by here in this fourth, 40-33. West double teams the ball handler, and Johnson now has it.
Look at the spacing by the Comets because of the traps. Watch somebody flash here to the high post here.
Killens can't get inside. You know, it's funny, as you look on the screen, right? The middle looks open, and as soon as somebody looks like they're going to penetrate from the top, they close it in a hurry. Killens draws the double. Johnson fills the lane, now back outside. Smith won't take the three, dumps it off. Molnar lays it in.
Great spacing. They attack the middle, which is what we just talked about. And then a nice little bounce pass by Smith there, who is not just a defender. He's a very good passer and scorer for the Comets.
Michael Molnar gets his first field goal of the night. Back to a 9-point lead. The Dukovic outside the arc, up high, top of your screen. And a near steal, and now we've got a foul as well.
Yeah, a little trip there by Molnar, and the referee was kind of waiting to see what happened, and as soon as Mason obviously got the advantage, he had to call the foul on Molnar. Just tangled up on their feet. I mean, it wasn't anything really bad.
So Eli Jordan takes the place of Michael Molnar, saddled with 3. Neither team in foul trouble, just 2 for Mason here as we come down the stretch, approaching the 6-minute mark, and 1 for West. 1. The Dukovic gets it out on the sideline, and we head the other way.
He is all over the Dukovic, frustrating him. And, I mean, he's just guarding him in a way that no one else has guarded him. And I seen that last time. We were there when we called that game. Or I was there. I'm sorry.
It only feels like I was there.
Yeah.
5:45 to go to the conclusion of this one. 42-33. Killens out to Johnson. Jordan works it back to Killens. Checked by Kelvin Turner. Rubs off the high screen, and we got an official stop.
He called that on Turner. Little hold there on the interchange action.
Smith on the drive, outside Johnson. Back to Smith, they'll reset. Killens drew the double, down in the corner, now to Morton. Out on the post, oh, backdoor! Wow! Eli Jordan, thank you very much.
A little cut behind there, Jordan, and a great pass by Morton. Look at this defense.
Eli Jordan and Turner speaking some stuff, apparently.
They're looking at each other.
Right.
You know, he said, Eli Jordan saying, hey, man, look at the scoreboard. Don't start talking to me. Look at the scoreboard. This is great. Referees will get them under control. 2 competitive kids, and nobody wants to go home tonight a loser. And I love watching kids get after it like this, man. Look at it. Clapping hands. Oh, no, they're not. There we go.
And they reluctantly shake hands.
Yeah, Bobby Sagers made them shake hands like I do Mia and Charlie Van Winkle sometimes.
So I did see the foul there out on Eli Jordan, and that's who they get. He picks up his 3rd.
Yep.
Josh Fussel's back into the ball game. He looks inside and sends it to Turner, coming back to it. Off the high screen from Weber. The Dukovic flashing across the post. Here's a straight on 3! Number 6 tonight.
Wow. What a shot by Turner. He's doing such a good job of creating that space. Little Steph Curry type action.
Yes.
Stepping in, creating space, and then just shooting it. He's a senior. A lot of seniors on the Mason Comets and not so many for the Lakota West Firebirds, and neither one of them want to go home and 4:51 to go here in the fourth quarter, and 8-point game. It's going to be a war. I mean, it's going to come down to who's going to be strong, who's going to rebound the ball with two hands, and you definitely have guys that have the firepower to make shots.
Absolutely. The three leading scorers in the conference. Trey Killens at 22 a ball game. Nathan Dudukovic at 20 and a half. Kelvin Turner right behind him at 20.2. And in fact, in talking about these players, right, we did talk about we didn't talk about Dudukovic, but his season high this year is 34. That came on December 21st against Western Hills, a win 74-70. Hit 9 of 19 shots, 3 of 9 from behind the arc, but the more telling stat there, a perfect 13 of 13 at the line that night.
That tells you his game. He's not just a spot shooter. He gets the ball to the rim, gets to the foul line. Tonight, the problem is, Jeff, there's a guy named Mr. Matthew Smith guarding him, and he is one of the best defenders I've ever seen in this conference.
Full court pressure. And taken away by Fussell. Drops it off for Dudukovic. Side pocket left, and it's taken away.
Again, Matthew Smith.
4:42, the conclusion of this one. Still an 8-point edge for Mason. As Max Johnson will handle it. And the winner of this one will play the winner of the Dayton 3 sectional.
Little 1-2-2 trap. Comets break it. Smart by Jordan.
Jordan drives baseline, stuck on the short corner. Drops it down low. Morton low on the right. Gives it up. Johnson cutting to the hole.
They are so strong with the ball, and they do not get excited. Because when you pick it up, you got 5 seconds.
It's a 10-point lead. Drive and a foul. Morton guilty of the personal as Kelvin Turner was making his move to the rack.
It's a very intense game. The coaches are challenging Nathan Dudukovic down there to kind of keep playing hard. Don't let the frustration of turnovers bother you here.
Kelvin Turner at the line, and I've got a story for you, partner. Kelvin Turner at the line. That's his first free throw attempt. We already told you how good he was shooting the ball. He is now, including these 2 free throws, hit 19 in a row.
Wow. Here's the 1-2-2 press. Mason under control.
There's Morton. Spins. He can't get it to fall. It's loose. Out on the baseline. Out of bounds, and we head the other way. Want to finish up that point on Turner. So Turner, since the start of February, coming into the ball game, hit a hit on 28 of 30, including those 17 straight. Now, you're going to have to add some percentage points to it. But coming in, that was 93.5%. Drive by Turner. He lost it, got it back. He puts it up low on the right and gets the layup.
They're this 1-2-2 press as they get a foul there, and it's only the third team foul. But the possession before, Jeff, they ran this 1-2-2, and uncharacteristically, the Mason Comets took a bad shot against it. When you run these press, you want to do 2 things. You want to either turn the ball over or shoot quick, which is like a turnover, and that's what Mason did before.
Kick ball. As Layfield had picked up his third personal, by the way. Morton gets a touch. Back to Smith on his own back line. He draws the double team. They play it to the near side. Killens breaks pressure. He lost it. He got it back. Now they double him. Oh, nice step through. Johnson will dribble out. He draws the double and now gives it up for Jordan. Jordan returns it up high. 3:16 to go. To the rack, and they wave it off, and it's a foul on the floor.
On the floor, yep. And who do you foul if you're the Lakota West Firebirds? Is they only have now, 4 team fouls on that? I believe it's the 14th foul on Lakota West. The problem is, who do you foul for Mason? Almost everybody shoots over 70-something%. So if you're West and you want to try to extend this game, at some point you're going to have to do that. Who do you foul? I mean, it's 73%, 72, 78, 77. They all shoot really high percentages from the foul line.
Team fouls even at 4. The jumper, no good for Smith, and Morton cleans it up, and he was fouled on the way back up.
Oh, that looked like it was clean, but both referees had it. You had Bobby Sagers underneath and Kevin Burkhalfer with the same call. And usually when you have both of them with the same call, it's a good call. But obviously we can't see from up here.
That's 2 on Dudukovic. 5 team fouls now for West. Fouls are becoming an issue, and the first free throw is good for Morton. You mentioned free throws again, and to reset, Mason as a team coming in, and this is season-wide, 72% at the line. 323 for 450.
Which is a very good percentage, Jeff. Very good.
Nothing like West, though, believe it or not. 78% at the line for a whole year.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
Good college teams can't do that. Drive by Dudukovic. Has it taken away from him. Jordan lost it, and now it's saved by Johnson. Over for Jordan. Back out. Here's Morton. Right to the rack.
It's getting a little bit out of hand here for the Firebirds.
Fussell, a nice move. He can't get it to fall. Too high off the window. The rebound to Smith and a foul.
You
With
notice
2:33 to go here in this game. It's a 9-point lead for Mason.
Yeah, they're still taking it out. I don't know where they're going. Yeah, they need to take it out. It's only they got a 16 foul there. But do you notice Mason being strong with the ball until they can make the pass and not just ill-advised passes?
Well, their ability to rebound in this game is taking over.
It is.
And that's why they have the 9-point lead now as they work to Morton. Jordan low on the left, high off the window and score.
Great spacing, good passing for the Comets as it's 51-40 with 2:30 to go, or 2:16 to go, I'm sorry.
Dudukovic, no good, foul, as it'll stay up front as we saw Morton go to the ground.
Yeah, Morton went to the ground, but I think they called him out of bounds. So it's just going to stay here, Lakota West ball. Morton kind of fell, didn't have his feet.
Well, again, usually when you see a player down on the floor, you're thinking, well, there's a whistle somewhere. As this one's played to Dudukovic. Right of the key, fires 3 off the mark. The Karam is out on the sideline, saved by his teammate and Fussell.
Smith is just really making it tough on Dudukovic.
Turner to step around. He can't get it to fall, and now we've got a foul with 2 minutes to play.
On the floor, so it's only the 15th foul for the Mason Comets.
So Killens picks up number 1. And again, as we mentioned, fouls are starting to pick up here in this game. As this one, it's not dicey yet, partner, but
no.
Again, it's like you can tell that it's the closing minutes of a game that nobody wants to leave. As Fussell tried to get it in, and he was held on the way to the hoop.
Yeah, they're going to get real tight with the whistle here. Just want them to be consistent, and as we're at 6-6 on the team fouls, 1:58 here, guys, to go in the game for the sectional championship.
Dudukovic, and it's taken away.
Look
Smith
at that effort.
Fussell tries to get away. Now it's still loose, picked up by Mason.
That is your headlines. Play the game. 3 Mason Comets getting on the ground.
Johnson answers.
And get a layup. 3 Mason Comets diving on the ground.
53-40. 3 for Weber. Timeout. We get a full timeout with 1:29 to go.
Well, Jeff, 3 guys. Mason has known for their defense. They are known for their defense. They're number 1 in the league in steals, number 2 in blocks, number 1 in rebounds. But those 3 guys diving on the floor, coming up with the ball, throwing ahead, getting a layup, that is championship basketball, and that is no doubt my vote for headlines play of the game. I mean, that was incredible. It's a tell-all of what they've done all night. They've guarded Dudukovic really well. Turner's kind of getting loose, but the Mason Comets are winning this game on the defensive end. Last time they played, 75-70. They've only given up 43 right now.
It's amazing what they've done from a mindset standpoint, because at one point we thought this was going to be a punch-for-punch game, right? And then here, as we went from late in the third into the fourth, it became a defensive struggle, and Mason controlled the boards.
Absolutely, and we talked about it. You said it, keys of the game. Both of them were talking about rebounding, and Mason clearly is out-rebounding Lakota West Firebirds as the winner takes on Centerville or Beaver Creek next Saturday And that game will be at Lakota West, the time to be determined.
Another game going on right now. Elder leading Hamilton 64-51. They're late in that game, and you would expect Elder to move on.
Elder will move on, and they'll play LaSalle. Little GCL action. My boy Joe Meehan will be a happy man.
Oh, and look at this for Johnson. And that is some great teamwork.
Great passing. Look at this. Almost.
1:17 to go, and Mason is taking control.
Yeah, we said earlier, Lakota West Firebirds, they have only 4 seniors on the team.
Turner between the rings. Long way out! Are you kidding? 35 feet away! Wow!
Wow. Deep three. I told you the over-under for threes was 20. Ha! What in the world? You caught me off guard when you asked me that question, I guess, but you took my money so easy on that one. But, talking about these seniors for Lakota West for just a second. Kelvin Turner, senior. Brady Weber, senior. Milton Wambagu, senior. And Malachi Irby, senior. Just 4 seniors on the roster, unless I have it wrong, but I believe those are the 4 seniors for the Lakota West Firebirds. And I know that it's going to be tough for them to come back with a minute 9, but who knows?
When you hit shots like that?
Yeah, I've seen crazier things happen, but just wanted to make sure that we recognize those 4 seniors. It's always very, very tough when it could be your last game.
Kelvin Turner has hit 7 trays tonight. He's got 25 in the book.
Wow.
And by the way, we were wondering, between you, myself, and our staff here tonight, who would hit the longest 3. Right now, it's young Mr. Turner.
Yeah, we both, I think a lot of us, Jacob even said Killens, but man, Turner has the longest one tonight, no doubt about it.
Killens has it on his own back line, throws it up front for Johnson. He's got a 3-on-2. He goes to Martin, low on the left. His shot is blocked out of bounds. Weber out there.
Coach Richards looking at Bobby Sagers underneath it. He's not going to call that.
Eli Jordan with 1:02 left to go here in this ball game. 1:02 away from a sectional title, and we've got a timeout.
Yep.
Charge to Mason with 61 seconds left to go here in this one. Coach, while we got a moment, want to remind people of what's coming up, at least selfishly, tomorrow. A lot of action on our regular platform, on the Live Plus platform. We have a couple of wrestling sectionals, but it is District Day for Division I girls basketball. I'm lucky enough to have one of those games, and it'll be, even though it's a Princeton sectional or a Princeton district,
yep.
Because Princeton is the host, they'll play over at Lakota West against the top seed in the Dayton bracket in Wayne. And boy, that should be a good one. That's at 4:30 for a tip-off. And then the back end of that, girls, boys, doubleheader for the lack of a better way to put it. It's a sectional final in the Lakota West sectional as Moeller will take on Middletown, and Middletown came up strong last night. Taiwan Hall with 2 seconds left to go, the game-winning layup, and they held on for dear life.
Absolutely. Ross Rams will play the Indian Hill Brave also in a sectional final at Princeton as they get a underneath clean look here. Weber in transition.
Off the Killens miss, he drives in, and it's a blocking call on Mason.
Yeah, he wasn't quite set, but we got a guy going to the line right now that has meant more to the Lakota West basketball program than many, many players. I coached there 5 years, and I've followed him ever since. This young man stepping to the line, Brady Weber, has been Mr. Consistent, 3-year starter, an unbelievable kid. Unbelievable kid.
Good on the free throw, the rebound to Smith. Well, double threat. I want to talk about him for just a minute,
yeah.
Right? Double threat coming into the ball game, averaging just under 11 points a ball game, 9.5 boards a contest, and I think if I recall, he's got the score record for rebounds.
He's got a standing offer to play at Delta State in basketball, Division II team down in Mississippi.
Morton to Jordan, to the rack he goes, missed the shot. The rebound, it's a Mason possession up front, and now we've got a hold down on the block, or timeout.
Yep, timeout. Weber has a standing offer at Delta State to play basketball, but Coach Leon thinks he's probably going to go to maybe Cincinnati to go to school, or he's also a really good baseball player too. So bright future for a kid that I just absolutely love watching in Brady Weber.
Well, I know he's got another year here playing football, basketball, and baseball on top of the year that he's enjoying right now. But Michael Molnar's best sport might be baseball as well.
Yeah.
So, it's a school that is known for its prowess out on the diamond. But, hey, these kids are doing it well here out on the hardwood tonight and throughout the season as they're on the cusp of a sectional title here in the Lakota West sectional.
Yeah, and Coach Richards, his 26th year, one of the best in the business, does it the right way. Kids play hard. They're very, very, very prepared. As you see, Lakota West only scored 46 points tonight thus far with 35.7 seconds to go in the fourth. And Coach Richards is just one of the absolute best.
Jordan will trigger from the baseline. Killens, and he is held by Kelvin Turner with 34 seconds to go. Kelvin picks up his second. And Kelvin Turner has done as much as anybody on the floor for either team could possibly do to keep a team in a game.
I would almost like to see Coach Leon empty the bench here so these Firebird fans can stand up for Weber and Turner. But on the other side of it, they always want to end it out on the court too. But what a career Weber and Turner have had for the Firebirds.
13 for Killens. Senior guard, let's fly in the second and good. 57-46. It's Turner up high. We'll see if he gets a shot off here. He drives. He throws it up on the runner. No good. The rebound to Morton, and he is fouled on his own back line. Foul with 22.2 to go.
Got Coach Wyatt walking by, Princeton head coach.
Sure.
Here representing, watching two GMC teams play that he really appreciates. Coach Wyatt, one of the good guys in the business also.
Brian Wyatt, who was in his first year with the program after, I'm trying to remember where he came over from, but all I know is Hughes.
Yep, went to the regionals, went to the districts, all kinds of times down there. Great guy.
See, again, this is further proof that you literally do know everybody here in town.
We've been around a long time.
Alex Morton's at the line. He got the Comets off to a good start here tonight.
Here we go. Let's listen to this. If you can follow this, if they're going to bring Turner out and Weber, here we go. Let's follow this. Look at the Firebird fans. Stand up. Mr. Brady Weber has meant more to this program than anybody in a long, long, long time. And us at Chatterbox have been lucky all year to watch such a great kid, Jeff.
And you see him on your screen, getting congratulations from the entire bench as well.
And here is going to be the next one, which is Mr. Turner coming out. And you're going to get the same thing. What a hell of a year for that kid, man.
And he left it all out on the floor tonight.
Absolutely. Man, that kind of takes you as an old former coach, man. That takes me there. And you got tears in your eyes in some ways. And because I've been there so many times in my career, seeing these guys come off, and this is great.
So wholesale substitutions, as we're seeing. The bench got cleared for Mason as well with 22.2 left to go. And Mason ready to pop the cork.
We got Dukovic coming out as a sophomore. He got a lot of life left in him on the Firebirds roster for at least 2 more years. Boy, we're going to be able to watch him too. And Bobby Sagers, is there anybody else before I throw the ball here? Veteran official. Big Ten football official, Mr. Bobby Sagers on the baseline there.
So Morton will come out.
Well, the guess is Centerville, but we'll see. But the game will be at Lakota West because the Mason Comets in Centerville will play at Lakota West.
A long three, no good down there from Malachi Irby. It's out on the corner with 12.9 to go. It's a West possession.
Yep, okay. Stay there for West.
In front of the West bench. Plays to Milton Wambagoo. Wambagoo slipped on the floor, got it back. Straight away, and now gives it up, gets it back between the rings. We'll see if he takes a final shot. He drives right to the rack, missed the shot, and that's the way it ends. Congratulations to the Mason Comets, Lakota West sectional winners.
Absolutely, and what a great game. Listen to this crowd, Jeff.
59-46 the final in this one, and it was a real defensive effort, especially in the final 8 minutes, partner, for the Comets. They really clamped down out on West here in the second half.
Survive in advance, and I'm telling you, you got to do it in the half court on the defensive end, and that's where the Mason Comets have been so good as Coach Leon runs down and gives Coach Richards a hug, and two of the best guys in the GMC, great coaches, good people, and we were in for a great treat tonight.
Oh, it was an outstanding game for about the better part of 3 quarters, partner, and then Mason just imposed their will down the stretch in about the last 8 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, and it's not a huge surprise to many of us about the Mason Comets, but hats off to the Lakota West Firebirds, a great season, and the best of luck as Centerville is ranked what in the state?
They are ranked 4th in the state.
4th in the state, so the Mason Comets will probably, now I will bet you that. I think Centerville is going to be Beaver Creek. Can I get my money back on the 3 points?
Well, you would think I'd also take Beaver Creek because that is my alma mater.
There you go.
But I think this is Centerville's to lose at this
and
point.
That game will be, like I said, it'll be at Lakota West. Lakota West is going to host a couple games at West. A couple districts will be at Centerville. So it'll probably be LaSalle and Elder, Mason, and Centerville will be the games at Lakota West. So LaSalle versus Elder, Mason versus Centerville, that'll be the games at Lakota West on Saturday. How much money do we got to give Reed to get that to get that Mason and Centerville game?
Well, I don't know, but District Day will sure be fun. Time now for our headlines play of the night. What's your pick?
Jeff, I have to push hard for the 3 dives on the floor, and then Mason coming up with the ball, throwing it ahead, and finishing the layup. But just seeing those 3 guys dive on the floor, Jeff, in my eyes, those are championship plays, and that I absolutely love that. As you're looking at the stats now, I would say that's my headlines play of the game for sure. And if you ask Coach Richards how you're going to win championships, he says on the defensive end, and those plays are championship defensive plays.
And we expect to see that out on Twitter later on. And, of course, you can catch the box score tonight. Reed, Sean, and Trace will have highlights from this game and all the action from around the area, as well as, I'm sure, the top 5 plays of the week right here on Chatterbox Live, on the app, and on Twitter. Coming up here in a little while. 59-46 as we look at some final numbers before we break away and go home. Partner, I was just thinking about some of the overall numbers. The overall numbers, favoring Mason tonight. They shot 53% from the floor. They shot 5 of 14 from behind the three-point line, just under 36%. They really didn't need it. 6 of 8 at the charity stripe for 75%. I think some of what really was told here was, in terms of rebounding, they won the battle there, 25-21. The assist turnover battle was clearly won by the Comets. 18 assists, headlined by Alex Morton with 7 of them to just 9 turnovers. It was 6 assists tonight for Lakota West to 12 turnovers.
Yeah, that's a difference. I mean, 18 assists to only 9 turnovers for the Comets, and then a lot of that has to do with their offense, and plus the way that Lakota West was scrambling, and then on the other end, you have 6 assists for Lakota West with 12 turnovers, and that's going to be hard to win. But it came down to rebounding. Both coaches knew it. The Comets out-rebounded the Firebirds, and that was huge for tonight.
Some other final numbers here tonight, as the Firebirds shot 40% from the floor, 16 of 40 12 of 21 at the three-point line for 47.5%, and 4 of 5 at the charity stripe for 80%. Leading scorer in this ballgame is what you well would expect, Kelvin Turner, 25 points. He was 8 of 15 from the floor, 7 of 10 from behind the three-point line, 2 of 2 at the charity stripe. He did as much as anybody possibly could. Leading scorer in the ballgame for Mason tonight, they were led by Trey Killens, once again, 14 points on 5 of 11 shooting.
Yeah, balanced scoring. Trey Killens, 14. Eli, 12. Morton, 13. And Matt Smith, 10. What a balanced attack for the Mason Comets. And also with Max Johnson coming off the bench with 8 as well. So when you have a balanced attack and you play great defense, that's how you win games. And the Mason Comets survive and advance with a date with the Centerville Elks.
We imagine. We predict.
Oh, no, yeah. I guess I shouldn't say that.
We predict.
That's a predict.
Final thoughts on this one?
Well, I'm looking at these Lakota West families right now as they're sitting in the stands and literally crying because this team meant so much to that community. And hats off to Coach Leon and his staff. They got a lot of young kids. And then good luck to the Mason Comets. Represent the GMC.
Partner, was a fun one. Can't wait to see you for District Day.
Oh, yeah.
And again, the final tonight. 59-46, Mason the winner. They improved to 18-5, and they advanced to the next round. And it's Lakota West falling to a record of 16-9. They end their season tonight. Thanks go out to our staff tonight, Joe Meehan and Jacob Crone. And again, we'll see you tomorrow for District Day for the girls. For Sean Van Winkle, I'm Geoff Kim. So long from Fairfield.